Welcome back to Conference Championship Edition of Cahaley's Game Day Breakdown. Craig, we got a lot to get into this week. Let's dive right in. Division II, we got the Huddle on the ACC Network versus College Football Final. Slow start getting off in this game. Coach Rick, slow start, what do you got here?
Coach Rick just continues to hold his team down just a little bit with the dark shirts, but we're going to leave him alone this
And Joey
weekend.
Galloway didn't get off to a much better start. Tell me about Joey.
Joey went with kind of a green-blue tie. I'm not a big fan of those two colors together. Not terrible, but kind of a slow start.
Now, coming out in the second half, Eric McLean brought it. Great-looking outfit. Tell me what we see here from Eric.
Eric McLean looked great. He keeps proving that big guys can wear checks. And also, Eric, I loved the tie bar. It looked like it was some kind of hammer, and you brought the hammer.
And still, kind of a slow go with Joey Galloway from College Football Final.
Well, Jesse Palmer he went on to have the same problem with the green, the olive. I'm just not a big fan.
Yep, coming into the fourth quarter, E.J. Manuel looked okay with his turtleneck.
E.J. Manuel did what he did when he was in college. Had a great end of the game, and I was really pleased. I kind of liked the turtleneck look.
Now, coming into the fourth quarter, what set the ACC Network apart, the Huddle, overcoming College Football Final, was their backups.
Yep.
They came in with John Beeson and Roddy Jones. These two guys looked sharp, kind of carried the way in the fourth quarter, the depth.
I love the depth showed up. I love Beeson. Y'all have heard me say before, I love dark on dark. He did a plaid coat with a dark blue tie and a dark blue pocket square. I thought it looked really good. Backups made a big difference in this one.
Now let's go over to our next Division II matchup. We got the SEC Nation on the SEC Network versus Football Night in America on NBC. Mike Tirico, pretty steady as always, got off to a steady first quarter, but nothing fancy.
Not sure I'm digging that. Looks like X's in his tie. I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, steady, but nothing over the top.
But completely crushed Feinbaum in the first quarter.
Crushed Feinbaum. Feinbaum wore his blue pinstripe suit again. Seriously, man.
Now, Rodney Harrison came off to a strong second quarter. I love the plaid with the brown. It all tied together. What do you think about this?
Yeah, because he had the deep orange-brown tie, but it had blue dots in it, which really pulled out his plaid coat.
Now, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and Tim Tebow stepped up to the competition with this. I love the detail around the peak lapel.
Tebow looks like he has on, it's basically a solid blue coat, but it has white pick stitching in it. He did a great job. The only thing is he's still having trouble getting the snap because he won't unbutton that top button.
And then we got our man Marcus Spears coming in with his LSU little purple tie here. What do you think about this?
Spears looked great, represented his boys at LSU. And I'll tell you what else, Josh. I believe that was a gray silk coat. Really impressed with Spears.
Barely coming over Tony Dungy with his maroon herringbone coat. Not a bad look here. But the thing that took college football, or Football Night in America down, Sims forgot his coat. Big fumble here in the fourth quarter.
Big fumble, forgot his coat, and as we talked about last week, not a big fan of the crew neck sweater. Go with a V-neck or a mock zip or something.
Right. Now we get to the big boys. Division I, our game day crew down in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the SEC matchup between Georgia and LSU. Coming in at number 2, game day crew going up against our number 3 NFL countdown. Number 2 versus number 3. One of these guys living to stay in the playoff. One may drop out. We don't know how that's going to match up. Craig, let's start with the NFL primetime. Brewski, not very good start.
Brewski, forgot his tie. I don't really even mind the shirt. I don't really even mind the coat, but the two together, Josh, not a big fan. He's got blue, gray, brown. He's got all kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, we got on him about this shirt and gray combo a couple weeks ago. Same mistake again. Sometimes you need to clean this up. A little film work could go a long way. Pollock, not bad, not great, but still was enough to overcome Brewski.
Pollock's got to work on the button in his shirt. It looks like the shirt almost maybe a little bit big, but Pollock still steady dresser this week and last week. Looks pretty good.
Now the matchup we've all been waiting for. We got Randy Moss versus Desmond Howard. This is a big-time matchup. Let's break these two down, Craig.
So Moss is wearing a khaki peak lapel suit. It's awesome. The tie looks great. The shirt looks great. One problem, Josh. He's got to pull that tie all the way up to the top.
And the tie to me looked, maybe it came out of the 1970s. I wasn't real sure.
A little bit, yep.
Yep. But he went up against Desmond Howard, who's tough to beat, Craig.
Desmond is, again, we've said week after week after week, the man. He goes with a white collar and a blue striped shirt. Looked great. The tie he put on with it matched perfect. Really impressed with Desmond, as always.
And game day stayed strong in the second quarter. Reese Davis completely destroyed Rex Ryan going into halftime.
Yeah, Reese, classic steady Eddie, as we said last week. Rex, I'm not big on the brown, and it almost looks like it was a purple shirt.
Yeah, not a good look.
Not a good look.
Coming into the second half, Herb Street looked good. Now, we've got on him before. kind of going back and forth, but I thought he came out with a strong performance in the second half.
Herbie looked great and finally got away from the pastels. I don't mind purple, but it wasn't lavender. It was a deep purple with a purple check, and he wore a solid tie. A solid tie is a good look.
Now for NFL Countdown, Hasselbeck made a strong comeback performance here in the fourth quarter. I'm liking this heavy coat look from Hasselbeck.
Yeah, Hasselbeck looked good. A lot of people may say, well, why aren't you getting on to him about the light pink tie? Because there's a difference. It is a knit tie. And so a knit tie is a fall look, so he looked pretty strong.
Special teams was the key here. Game day came off. Tom Rinaldi, gray slacks, but a window pane coat. Tom Rinaldi always looks good, always strong in special teams. Tell me about this outfit.
I would love to see Rinaldi's closet because he does a really good job. I don't know who dresses him, but Tom always, as he does his stories, he dresses that way too. He does an excellent job.
There you go. Game day, just enough. Special teams in the fourth quarter. Even though Hasselbeck made a strong comeback in the second half, Game Day was able to hold them off, come off with the victory. Number 2 to Veach number 3 in our first conference championship matchup. Going our second matchup. Number 6, NFL Fox Sunday versus number 4, Big Noon Kickoff, also on Fox. Let's go with our quarterback battle. We got Brady Quinn. Tell me about Brady's outfit.
Brady looked great. Brady, we have given you some heck over time, but Brady comes back with what appears to be another gray cashmere coat. Right. Brady's rocking the cashmere. Good job.
Yep, and his opposite number, Terry Bradshaw.
Terry's the man, and you know what's funny about Terry Bradshaw? He looks okay, but I get the feeling sometimes Terry really doesn't care.
Yeah. And in the big matchup in this game, we got Strahan versus Reggie Bush. 2 big hitters going head-to-head.
2 superstars of the game, Josh. Strahan looked great. He's got the berry color, and he's wearing the berry colored vest. The vest has lapels on it, which is kind of, we're not sure which way you want to go, kind of a personal preference. I thought he pulled it off great.
Again, the stripes kind of confused me a little bit.
A little bit. He's a striped shirt guy.
Yeah, but Reggie Bush looked strong. Kind of a tough group, kind of, the weather played a big part in this outfit.
Weather, you got to give him a pass on the weather. The top coat was beautiful. I liked even the way he had his collar popped on it, but the weather kind of got in his way a little bit, so Strahan pulled that out for them a little bit.
And sometimes in these big games, coaching can make a huge difference.
Huge difference.
We got Jimmy Johnson, who we've given a hard time in the past to, and we got Urban Meyer, but I think Coach Johnson, with his experience, college and NFL, overcame the coaching expertise this week.
Overcomes the experience level. Jimmy came in with a green tie, but he went a little darker, and I like it. And maybe Urban's on his way to the NFL at some point, but he's not quite to Jimmy's level yet.
Yeah, Jimmy's already won with the Cowboys. Urban's a little bit yet to see. All right, so Craig, tell me about this matchup. Who was the final winner between Fox NFL Sunday and Big Noon Kickoff?
So, Josh, it was a close game. But Fox Big Noon Kickoff, number 4, stays in, I believe. We'll see it over, but overcomes number 6.
All right. Then we go to our number 1 team coming in this week was CBS NFL Today versus College Football Today on CBS.
Did they have margin to fall here?
We're
not sure.
We're about to find off a 1 versus 5. Let's start with the underdog. College football on CBS, Adam Zucker.
Adam Zucker looked great. And again, I go back to sometimes the fit of these clothes. Adam Zucker's fit is perfect.
And we got JB on CBS.
JB on CBS, again, there's so much pattern, but he looked good. I'll give him credit. It's just a suit, a striped tie, check shirt, but it looked good.
But the notches on the lapel being a little low, a little bit out of date. You could tell we got the new age football versus kind of the old school. I think the new age strong offense is taking over here.
Absolutely.
All right. Burleson. Nate Burleson always looks fantastic. Tell me about Nate.
Burleson, I love it. He's bringing back what matters, and I love pinstripe suits. And Burleson brought it back. He did one little thing, Josh. He didn't wear a pocket square, which I wish he'd have done. Everything else was perfect.
And CBS's strong performance by Brian Jones. I wasn't real sure about it. Tell me what you think.
I liked the camouflage coat. I thought Brian Jones did good. A lot of times when you go way out of the box, you got to go way out of the box. And he did, but he wore a simple tie with it. He wore a cream-colored shirt with it, which worked perfect. I was digging the coat.
There's a lot of things in the South we do well. Barbecue, football, and hunting. I think Brian Jones knocked them all out right here in one outfit.
Absolutely.
Our coaching matchup, Bill Cowher was going up against Rick Neuheisel. Craig, coaching experience means a big deal. We saw that in the previous games. Tell me about this matchup.
So Cowher did a great job. Again, kind of the berry purple plaid. Did a nice tie with it. A very simple shirt when you wear a plaid coat like that. And then you had Neuheisel, who looked great, Neuheisel just went very classic, though, Josh. Almost looked like he was going to a wedding, which is not a problem, but very classic.
We tried a strong performance in the fourth quarter. We had Phil Sims, Donegal Coate. We had our guy that we gave a hard to a couple weeks ago, Lachlan Fora. Looks sharp this week. I like it.
Jim Rome, who nobody likes. Jim Rome did good. He did almost a Strahan look with the berry color, with the vest, with the lapels, and matched the tie with it very nicely.
So this came down to the final seconds, Craig. Who won this ball game?
So college football today ekes them out.
Now that we got our conference championship winners, let's finally go to our college football Cahaley's playoff top 4. Craig, coming in this week at number 4.
Number 4 is NFL on CBS. They were number one, Josh.
Number 1, right.
They lost, but somehow through their body of work, they maintained that most important top 4 seeding.
Yeah, some of the others just didn't have the resume to overcome, even though they lost. Coming in at number 3.
Number 3 is CBS Today, College Football Today. Were number 5, but had a big victory, which moved them in to the top 4 at the number 3 ranking.
Brian Jones Camo really made a big step.
I'm digging it. Yep.
Moving them up to number 3. Coming in at number 2 this week.
Number 2 is Fox Noon Kickoff. They were number 4,
right.
So they were able to slide up with a victory. Those guys are bringing it.
Yep. A couple weeks ago, we weren't even talking about them, but they're playing their best football at the right time of the year. That's right. And number 1 this week.
Number 1 is our boys at Gameday. I think they got a little mad that they lost that number 1 spot, but man, did they bring it this week. I'm proud of those guys. They look good. Now, next week, Josh, we're going to have some spectacular matchups with Gameday going against NFL CBS. This is going to be a great show to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Gameday is an experienced group. They've been here before. They know how to handle the pressure, know how to handle the situation. It'll be interesting to see what they do against the newcomers.
Is there anybody better at a full scale of things than Gameday?
I don't know, man. They bring it every week.
They bring it every week, man.
Offense, defense, special teams, they really
do.
They really do a really good job. Make sure you join us later on this week. We're going to have our bowl breakdown. And then next week, we reveal our Cahaley's Heisman Award winner. That's our best dress outfit for the entire year. Make sure you like us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, as well as our website, Cahaley'sCustomClothing.com. And we'll be back later this week with our bowl breakdown, and next week with our Cahaley's Best Dress Award Series.